Welcome back, families and friends, to my channel. I hope you have an amazing day out there, or night, or evening. Thank you for tuning in to my channel again. This past weekend has been a really good weekend around the world, celebrating a wonderful achievement by our Toa Samoa. I am Samoan, and it is a proud moment for a lot of Samoans and Pacific Islanders around the world, celebrating the amazing milestone or achievement from our Toa Samoa. In this episode, I would like to dedicate this recipe to our Toa Samoa team. We are continuing our celebration as a family by making cinnamon rolls. So here it is. Let's start cooking. So here's the ingredients for the dough: white sugar, an egg, salt, melted butter, bread flour, instant yeast, warm milk, thickened cream. These are the ingredients for the filling: brown sugar, soft butter, ground cinnamon, nutmeg. The ingredients for the cream cheese icing: cream cheese, salt, soft butter, vanilla essence, icing sugar or powdered sugar, chocolate chip cookies. Let's start by adding our warm milk in the bowl. We'll then add our sugar. We'll give this a good stir. Dissolve our sugar. That looks all right. Our sugar's melted. We will now add our yeast. And for the yeast, we will add 3 teaspoons. You can go ahead and just give this a little stir. And we will let this brew for 5 to 10 minutes. And then we'll come back and add the rest of our ingredients for the dough. Now, bear in mind, this is my base recipe for a lot of my dough recipes that I've cooked in the past or baked, apart from little ingredients, but pretty much the same. The normal warm milk or warm water, egg, butter, and flour and yeast and salt to feed our dough. So I am doing the same thing with our cinnamon rolls, and then I'm also adding bits and pieces to. So tonight I will be making cinnamon rolls with the normal cheese icing, and I will wait for this to be ready, and then we'll continue on. While we're waiting for our yeast to be ready, let me explain that this recipe was inspired by Tatiana's Everyday Food. She is one of my favorite YouTuber. I love her baking, so the base of this recipe was inspired by her recipe. I have given a try, and I really like her cinnamon rolls, so I am using most of her recipe with little bits and pieces that I'm adding to it. So shout out to Tatiana's Everyday Food for your wonderful and amazing recipe. Our yeast is almost ready. It's frothy, if you can see. It's starting to create more bubbles. In the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and add our butter to it. I'll add our egg as well. Give it a stir or mix. Let's go ahead and add the salt, and then we'll add our flour. Okay, I'll start adding 1 cup first. Give it a stir or give it a mix, and continue on with the rest of the flour. Okay, let's add our last cup of flour, and we'll add that slowly instead of adding the whole cup. Mix in our flour, and let's create a dough like we always do with our other recipes. So we want a soft dough, but not wet. So make sure it's not sticky and wet. We slowly add more flour and just keep mixing it in until our dough is ready. Okay, I think that's enough. That's ready. We will let this proof for about an hour or until it doubles in size, and then we'll come back and continue on. Okay, everyone, our dough has been proofed and it's now double in size. If you can see, it looks really, really good, and it's risen, or it has proof, and it's ready for us to assemble our rolls. Let me sprinkle some flour on our bench. I have prepared my baking tin already. So this is like 23 by 23 centimeters baking dish I'm using. So our dough is ready. I've rolled it out to a rectangle shape. We are ready to add our filling. For our filling, I'm going to add our sugar, brown sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg together. I'll also add our salt. Mix these ingredients together. We will go ahead and add butter. Okay, next up we will go ahead and sprinkle our brown sugar and cinnamon mix. Let's go ahead and start rolling in our dough. Let me put my clean gloves back on. Starting from one side, and then I'm working my way to the other side, making sure that everything is even. You will find that your roll will start to stretch as well as you're rolling in. That is what it looks like so far. Now I'm cutting my rolls with my kitchen string. Okay, and then I'll gently move them and have them sit together so we can try and have the same amount, or same size, I should say. Okay, go ahead with the string again and have it. Yeah. And for this, I will put it in a pan for now. Okay, here's our cinnamon rolls, families and friends. We will cover these and let it proof again for another half an hour to 45 minutes, and then we'll start baking them. I will preheat my oven to 160 to 170 degrees Celsius and 350 Fahrenheit. Let's do that, and then we'll come back. But while we're waiting, we will go ahead and prepare our cheese icing. We'll start by adding the cream cheese and our icing sugar into, actually we'll go with the butter next. So this has been sitting on the bench for a couple of hours now because I wanted this to be a little bit soft. Okay. Yep, so it is nice and soft. We'll go ahead and add our butter as well. We'll slowly whisk these two ingredients together. We will then add our vanilla extract or vanilla essence. I'm using vanilla essence at this stage. I have run out of vanilla extract. And for that, I am adding 2 tablespoons of the vanilla essence. Okay. Like I said, I don't have vanilla extract. That's why I'm increasing the amount of essence, because it's not that concentrated as the extract. Okay, next one, we will sift our powdered sugar or icing sugar, and we'll slowly mix these ingredients together. Okay, just keep mixing gently. Continue on. We're also adding salt, so let's go ahead and mix that. And let's add the rest of our icing sugar. It's funny how each country have different names to some ingredients. Here in Australia and New Zealand, we call powdered sugar icing sugar. But in the States and other countries, they refer to icing sugar as powdered sugar. It's still the same ingredient, it's just different names in different countries. That is the rest of our icing sugar. Let's go ahead and continue mixing, making sure that there's no lumps in our icing. That is it. I'm happy with that consistency. You can actually add milk or a little bit of cream, thickened cream, or half and half in some, like in the US or other parts of the world. If you want a fine mix, I'm happy with this. Maybe later on I will, but there's a reason why I want to leave it as this. This is nice and thick for me. Okay, and I will show you why I need my icing to be thick, just like that for now. Okay, so I'm adding about a spoon of the icing mix into a cup, just like that. Our rolls have now been double in size or proof for the last 40 minutes. It is ready to go in the oven. I will preheat the oven now, 160 degrees or 350. I will bake these for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we will come back and then we will add the thickened cream. Okay, so 10 minutes in the oven and come back and add these. Okay, our cinnamon rolls, they have been baking for 10 minutes. We will now go ahead and add our thickened cream. Let's go ahead and pour our thickened cream on top of the rolls. And what it does is it makes the roll softer. That is it. I will put it back in the oven and we'll continue on baking until they're nice and golden brown again. Our cinnamon rolls are cooked now. I just brought it out of the oven. While it's nice and hot, we will go ahead and add our cream cheese icing. And I'm just using an icing bag to do that. And then just use that to spread it around, making sure that it covers everything. Okay, add more. Smells amazing, everyone. I love that smell of cinnamon and the spices, nutmeg. Okay, let's go ahead and taste our cinnamon rolls. I've got my cookies that I've chopped. I like to sprinkle some on top. It's been cooled down. Remember, I've added the cheese icing already. So let's go ahead and taste it. It's really nice. It's not too sweet as well, so it's just right. The amount of salt and sugar and the cream cheese. And it's nice with a little bit of crunch of those cookies on top. I'm really happy with the recipe. So that is our cinnamon rolls from my kitchen. Our celebration for our team. Go to Samoa. Thank you for tuning in. Families and friends around the world. Please stay tuned. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe and click on the like button below if you like any of the recipes. I will see you next time. Bye.